So let's kick things off here, guys. Kansas City Chiefs, Tennessee Titans. Chiefs on the road at the Titans. They are 5.5-point favorites, a 57.5 or 58 total in this one. The big news here looks like Julio Jones is not going to be a go for the Titans yet again. Of course, we saw the scary injury with Taylor Lewan this past week with the Titans as well. On the Chiefs side of things, actually looks like it's trending upward. We did see we did see a couple of the defensive players that have missed the last couple of weeks at least practice in a limited fashion on Wednesday. So that seems to be heading in the right direction for them in this one. Listen, if we look at the advanced metrics, which is what we do a ton on here, it's the same story over and over again with this Chiefs team. They're still at the top of the league when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. They're still at the bottom of the league when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. That said, and Brad, I'll start with you on this one because you do have a bet in on this game. You know, look, if the Chiefs figured something out on defense last week, they did at least play a little bit better. Now, look, yes, it was against a lowly Washington football team. That being said, it did look like maybe they had figured something out just a little bit. And look, this team is so good on offense, they don't have to have a good defense. They just need a middling defense, and they're going to be fine. Quit turning the ball over. Chiefs are going to be fine. How do you see this one right now? Chiefs heading to Tennessee, 5.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I mean, that Washington game kind of showed us a little bit about defensive numbers, doesn't it? Like after a tough run of opposing offenses where they got shredded every week, they play a bad offense and suddenly they give up 13 points and, you know, people think they're a little bit fixed. So, yeah, we said last week that it's probably not the very worst defense in the NFL. You know, they moved a few things around. They benched Sorensen, which I think everyone agreed was needed. So they're trying some things and, you know, that's why no one's ever as bad as they look. On the offensive side of the ball, they're still the best offense in the league. They've turned the ball over on like nearly a quarter of their drives, but they still lead the league in points per drive, 3.24 points per drive. You know, they're 1 or 2 in all the key metrics, early down success rate, everything. So, right, they're going up against the Titans defense this week that was already 28th in defensive DVOA, lost their top 2 corners on Monday night. And I just don't see anywhere they stop them really. Like, tell me how the Chiefs don't score 40. Like, what's the good side of this for the Tennessee defense?
Yeah, no, I'm with you here. I mean, listen, Stephen, when I'm looking at this, the Tennessee defense is really right there with the Chiefs as far as the bottom of the league in most of these categories that we look at. And you know, listen, they're early down EPA, 28th in the league, points per play, 25th in the league. And now they're going up against, you know, arguably, if not the best offense. I know Cowboys fans will have something to say about that, but definitely right up there as far as offenses in the league. I think that the Chiefs run this thing up and down the field over and over and over again. I understand why the total has crept as high as it has. I do get that, but I don't know if I want to play just a straight total. I think I do like Brad's angle, maybe just a Chiefs team total.
Yeah, especially considering the Titans are battling cornerback injuries here this week. They lost what I believe is their second cornerback this week as well. So the worst team possible to play after having that situation. So combine that with what the Chiefs have done all season on offense. It's just a bad combo. And, you know, the public crowd out there might say, well, the Titans look better. They just beat the Bills last week. Well, they can thank their turf for that mostly, right? I mean, Josh Allen slipped at the end of the game. That's why they won the game. I mean, you're going to convert that 4th and 1 pretty much most of the time. So, yeah, I'm with you guys on the Chiefs. I think this is a really beatable defense for them. Overall, I'm curious if it was real or a mirage for their defense last week, because we have spoken on this podcast multiple times about how just bad Taylor Heineke is. And I'm not taking too much away from them slowing him down in the second half last week. And we're getting a spread here that is essentially the same as what the Chiefs faced last week against a much more legitimate opponent. So I don't like that Julio Jones is out, but if we can get a live line here of maybe over a touchdown, which I think is, always possible when it's a Chiefs game, I might consider that. I mean, I'm not sure how you can justify the Chiefs having the same spread on the road against the Tennessee Titans as they did the Washington football team just a week ago.
I'm also going to be looking maybe to pair up this Chiefs team in just a money line parlay. I haven't really found a partner yet for that. So I'm hoping that makes my card, hoping that something makes sense for me. So I'll be kind of scanning as well. I think they win this game. I think the Chiefs are going to turn this thing around just a little bit here. Again, don't have to be the best defense in the league. They don't even have to be a good defense. They just need to be a serviceable defense for this team to get back to their winning ways. And again, quit turning the ball over. They're going to do both of those things, and this Tennessee team's not going to be able to keep up. So, yeah, I'm looking for a money line partner for the Chiefs as well this week.